What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Backpacking Podcast for the first time ever on the Backpacking Podcast YouTube channel with my good friend, as always, Jeremiah Stringer. How you doing, man?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic for a second time tonight.
For the second time. Oh my gosh. What you guys don't realize is we started the countdown at 2 minutes till 8:30, so 8:28. Started it, ran the whole countdown, started the intro, and realized that we never went live with the video. And so this was actually take number 2, but we're the only ones who knew that. And we probably shouldn't have even told anybody because we'd have gotten away with it. No one would have known. So anyways.
Yeah, if it weren't for those meddling kids.
We're going to ruin Tom Simpernowski's night right now. Poop. There, it got started. It happened. The over-under.
Poop.
I beat the under. Big time. Big time.
Too late to place your bets now.
It's over. It's all over. So, Jeremiah, what you got going on right now, man?
Dude, I'm so excited. I have a trip coming up. Bridget, I'm actually going backpacking with her. And she said that we need to shoot a trip video with it and show all the luxurious things that we're taking, because I think we're only going in like an hour's walk.
Yeah.
So you can literally take everything, bro. Everything.
Just doing a couple miles, huh?
Couple miles in. Call it done, hang out, and just have a great weekend.
That's awesome, man. Sounds like a good time to me.
Yeah, what about you? What you got going?
I'm going to do a little overnight probably Thursday. I don't know where I'm going yet. I'm either going to go somewhere in the Daniel Boone or in the Big South Fork. Haven't figured out where yet. But
great areas.
Gonna hit one of the two. I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I got a new tarp. I have entered the world of Dyneema tarps.
Oh, somebody's spending money.
Yeah, it's the most expensive thing I think I've bought for backpacking, like single item anyways. So I bought a Dyneema tarp. I'm going on a trip with about 12 other people next week. We're going on a really cool trip up north. And of course, here it is right there. It was.
Poop, poop, poop.
It's all there. Right back to it. Anyways, doing this long trip next week, we're doing 5 days. And if I'm going to hike for 5 days, I want a little bit lighter gear. And it was finally a good enough excuse to go change my tarp from being like a 17-ounce tarp to being a 7-ounce tarp. So,
oh my gosh, bro. Over half a pound. Just
yeah,
like that.
Man.
Just snap of the fingers.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
Snap of the wallet.
It's beautiful. It's a big snap of the wallet. The wallet is much thinner at this point because of it. So, but here's the thing, man. Tonight, we're actually going to have somebody on the show who understands ultralight. He may be one of the kings of it.
Dude, sometimes I like, you put him and Miyagi on the trail together, and then all of a sudden it's all about like materials, literally naming things I've never heard of.
Yeah, and they're so ultralight they float. Like when you're camping with them, it's like they're not even touching the ground as they hike. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
actually, funny thing, Miyagi, when he went and did what do they call it? The Lower Michigan Triple Crown. It's this thing they created, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was talking, I'll have to get him to put in here. So I saw him on here earlier, but he does this thing where he glide walks.
Yes.
But it has to be on a really good trail to pull it off. So he's practically running, but not really. But it's like he's floating. And it's because he's ultralight.
You know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
You ever seen the competitions of like the world's fastest walkers?
Yes.
You seen this? And you're not allowed to have both feet off the ground because at that point you're running.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
That's what it looks like. Like
they got the hip
shifting and they're all.
It also looks like those ladies that are speed walking down my street at night.
The old women at the mall.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah. Let's talk to our guest, man.
Yeah, man, we got a great guest tonight. We know him as Hunter Musgrove, but most people know him as Hunter's Trip. Mr. Hunter, how are you, sir?
You guys are cracking me up. This is fantastic. This is just so much fun.
Now you have some of the coolest facial hair, man. Your mustache is quite impressive.
Oh yeah, like late 1800s, just super curly.
You ever thought about doing one of those competitions where you like wax it up real good and get it to curl up and see if you can't win or something?
Before I trimmed it, I was actually able to pull it above my eyebrows.
Oh my God.
Wow.
But it's been a little bit. I had to trim it up a little bit. It was getting too wild.
Now,
Miyagi just commented on here. We got to see this real quick. He said, you should see me get my hips going from left to right.
Trail gliding. He just
Easy. This is PG, bro.
Trail gliding.
Trail
Trail
gliding.
gliding with Miyagi. So,
Hunter,
anyways, sorry about cutting you off there, man. Go ahead.
That's okay. Hunter, you ever used mustache wax in your mustache before?
I have actually. Someone gave me some when I visited their home, and it was outdoor beards, and I still have it.
Yeah, I gave him some
Nice.
outdoor beard swag. Yeah, whenever he came over to the house, I forgot about that.
It
Shout
was
out to Outdoor
fantastic. I still have it
Beards.
right over there.
Yeah, so have you ever used it and you like do your mustache up and then you like drink a hot cup of coffee and then it all just gets all sad and droopy?
Well, that's every day. So every day I put some oil or something in it to hold it, and then I'll take a sip of coffee or a sip of water, and it just goes right into it. You take a bite of a sandwich, you just eat your mustache. You accept it. It's just part of the game.
John, has this happened to you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Dude,
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about my mustache, okay?
Okay.
I can try all I want to grow a good mustache. I will always look like a 1980s cop. Like there's no like getting like from Chicago. Like that's what I will always look like when I try and grow my mustache out. That's why I have to grow the rest of the facial hair. If I just grow the mustache, I look like somebody who you wouldn't want around your children. Like it just doesn't look good. Okay. So I intentionally grow facial hair along with the mustache because my mustache game is poor at best. Like anything that grows between my nose and the bottom of my chin is pathetic. So I've lived with it and I'm like okay with it. You know what I mean? It's just
John.
I'm good with it. I don't need the praise of other people. I can live with the fact that it just doesn't do what I want it to do.
Hey,
It looks good, John. It looks good.
I appreciate that, Hunter. Oh,
John,
check
if
this out. Light AF says, check out Hunter's hat. I don't even have one like that.
Custom.
It is custom. It is custom.
Mhm.
It's almost as if the logo is made out of paper.
It's been holding strong for about 8 or 9 months. You know, it's
That's
a
pretty
7-panel
impressive.
hat. I was saying, hey Chris, we should make a logo, and never got to send it to him because of the lockdowns and everything. But you know, it's working for now. You know, if I sit back here, you can't even tell. It looks like it's genuine, original. But
Yeah,
I like
man.
it.
Honestly, if
of a
we hadn't
kind.
had you full screen earlier and I didn't see it like up close,
Mhm.
I would have just assumed it was a Light AF hat. Yeah, there it is right
Yeah,
there.
you can tell now.
Yeah, you can see those wrinkles now, man.
Yeah.
For the people that are listening right now, our friend Hunter has created a Light AF hat that is made with a black ball cap, trucker hat, whatever you want to call it, and a Light AF sticker on the front of it. And
He's one of a kind, man. Hunter's a one of a kind guy.
It's all
Yeah,
about
okay.
aesthetics, Jeremiah.
Speaking about being one of a kind, let's talk about the interesting way in which you hike, and that's with sandals.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talk
So-
about that a little bit. What got you into that, man?
Well, I've always been into barefoot hiking. I've used minimal shoes, Vivo barefoot. I use the Five Fingers. I've even used a couple of like earlier type. They're just like some Japanese branded ones off Amazon. And then finally, Chris from IDF reached out to me and said, "Hey, there's a sandal company I'm friends with, a guy named Adam. You should reach out to him. He makes some really awesome sandals, and you guys would hit it off." So I called him. We talked for about an hour. And he sent me out a pair of sandals, and I haven't looked back. And I don't know, it's just freeing. If you're used to hiking in heavier shoes, it's a lot lighter on your feet, kind of like the trail gliding we were talking about earlier. You feel more connected. So I like more of a foot contact on the ground as opposed to some support and cushion. And it's just all about strengthening your legs, being like a tree trunk. You know, when you're hiking, you want to be stable on the ground, but you want to be able to maneuver up top. So when you're a tree, you know, you're very stable, but you can flow. It's just kind of how I think about it because I move faster than most people. But
You
yeah.
are a fast hiker, man. I've hiked with you. I know how fast you are. It's pretty impressive. Especially, I just remember you wearing the sandals with socks. I
Yeah.
remember in the 90s people did that, and it was called a fashion faux pas. Now it's hiker chic. So
Yeah, I get a lot of comments on it, especially when my toes bust through because I've broken at least 17 or 18 pair of Injinjis. So if you catch me on trail, I'll probably have 1 or 2 big toes sticking out when I'm hiking. But it happens.
nice. Hey, and
Yeah.
you got a call out from Ink Blots. He said patches on hats aren't ultralight. Stickers
Ooh.
are lighter. So
I like it. I like it.
there you go, right there, man.
He's a great
So-
guy on Instagram. He's got a cool profile.
You do the sandals, and I kind of made a mistake, I think. Anytime on YouTube I ask for advice on things, like on a video, And then depending on how many views the video gets, you'll get a lot of advice, a lot of different advice.
Some of it's great.
I made one. Yeah, some of it's absolutely great, and some of it is like I wouldn't trust it as far as I could spit. So I'm just curious. Look at that Miyagi on the trail. Hunter is a sandal beast. He's super fast like a gazelle. You are, bro.
Hell, because I like that.
He moves like a gazelle. He's graceful. He glides. He glides without gliding.
This
So
is great for my ego.
On this video, I asked for I was like, I'm still searching for the perfect insert for my shoe. And so I got everything from custom orthotics will fix your plantar fasciitis problem all the way down to, you should just hike with nothing on your feet. And then anywhere in between, like sandals were on there, the 5-toe shoes and anything you can think of. So this person the other day commented on there and they're like, you should do barefoot shoes, as minimal as it gets, and it strengthens the foot. Do you think that really would help plantar fasciitis? Or you think that we are just we live in a time where the human foot is kind of conformed to it wants that support now?
Well, it all depends. Everyone has a different fingerprint, so I believe everyone has a different foot structure. I've trained my feet to be super strong and healthy and sturdy. I've always skateboarded and did wakeboarding and snowboarding and always did track. So I think it's all in how you take care of your feet. I wouldn't take someone fresh that is used to wearing Nikes every day or basketball shoes and then throw them right into barefoot sandals, because you would probably have a bad reaction to a zero drop or just the pokiness of it. So a lot of rocks, a lot of sharp sticks. When you step on it, you feel everything. So you learn to be super conscious where you put your feet. It's almost being you got to be super focused the way you hike. But I think whenever you get to camp and you have the camp shoes and you start using those more or less around camp, and then maybe wake up and hike 3 or 4 miles with them, just on a couple of your hikes, and you build up foot strength over time, I think it is healthier and it is better. And I was talking to Adam, the owner of Deliberate Life Designs. I think he thinks the same way about it, is having more foot strength would lead to less injury. But most modern shoes are kind of developed to make your feet go inward and a little bit more stiff. So it's just how you take care of your feet. And I apologize. There's an ambulance outside my house right now. I don't know what's going on, but if you see flashing lights, everything's fine.
Oh, I thought maybe you were getting fancy with us and you had lighting
No,
effects or something.
no,
Yeah.
there's something going on outside.
No, I didn't even notice. I had no idea. Yeah, I think that you're right, man. I think that it's just like if you were to go from wearing normal, average tennis shoes or whatever to work, and then you were to hop on trail and anything zero drop, you had to work your way in. So if you wanted to transition to sandals, that would be a really good transition, is hiking part of the day in them or something like that, or doing day hikes and then training your feet. I think that we talked about this on the podcast before, but Hunter, you weren't obviously a guest on this episode. It's a long time ago. I think we talked about, have you seen some of the people that are in rainforests that never wear shoes and their feet completely flatten out, and they can it almost looks like primates' toes, how they can almost grab stuff. Have you seen that?
Oh, 100%. There's a lot of documentaries. I think it's called Huaraches. There's one on a couple of these streaming platforms where it talks about the development of their feet and how they grow wider like a hand. And there's a company called Split Toe that makes these inserts you can put in between your toes at the base, and it'll allow you to widen your toes to have more grip and more comfort. And I've noticed over time, just by wearing sandals and being more barefoot around the house, that my feet are splaying out more, and I can grab stuff with it and hold on, and I can stand on my tiptoes more. So you learn to be super elegant with your toes, and you can do a lot more with them. But yeah, I think there is a lot of validity to those documentaries talking about growing up without wearing shoes and stuff. But then you got to watch out where you live, ringworms and parasites and all. So,
Hunter, I don't know if you've ever watched this podcast before, because you just talked about becoming elegant. There is nothing about Jeremiah or I that could ever become elegant. Even if we wore sandals for 27 years, we're still going to be Neanderthals at heart, and it's just not gonna. I don't think it's possible, man. I love the thought, though. That's awful nice of you to feel like we could eventually become elegant. That was nice of you. I appreciate that.
You can do
Bro,
it.
do you see the question from Love to Wonder, and even put the question in all caps before the question?
Yes. Hunter, do
Awesome.
you poop in the woods?
Yes, I do. I'm a big fan of the bidet. I think everyone should use it. There's nothing wrong with it. Never had an issue with it. Even when it's cold outside, it's very refreshing. You know, somebody's going to do a good video about it. I think when you guys had Benny on, he was talking about doing a soft serve type of cameo. That would be hilarious. I think
Oh,
I think everybody should try the bidet once or twice. If you're going to take toilet paper out there, at least use bamboo toilet paper so it breaks down really fast. But I think you both have tried the bidet by now. At least Jeremiah, I know it has. But Jeremiah has a poop
I've
hammock.
never had one, so I've never
Oh.
tried one.
Somebody
So
send him one.
I have used a bidet before. Like I had a friend that had one, and so of course anybody that went to his house, you had to try it. And I won't lie, I think refreshing is a good word for it. Jeremiah used to have an elegant beard. Used to.
Oh, come on, Greg. That's cold, bro.
For those who are listening, Greg Morton, he loves busting on us, and
Yeah.
he just made fun of Jeremiah's beard right there for everybody to hear.
Now-
So here's a question for you from All Things Outdoors. But would you use a poop hammock?
I'm skeptical. That's all Jeremiah. I saw it. I thought about it. You know, it would take more time to set up than it would to use the bathroom. But if you have time to spend, I guess you could do it. I don't have that much time. I'm ready to keep going, but you know, it just depends. If it was worst case scenario, yes. Like if I injured my leg or something, then oh yeah, totally. That would be the perfect luxury item. Or if you're a really slow hiker and you really enjoy pooping in the backwoods, then yeah, totally get one.
Yeah,
So
I'll be honest. I'm thinking like if it's part of your routine and it's part of the plan, and you get up early and you do your stuff, and you know you're gonna go do that, and you take it with you, and the plan is to maybe watch the sunrise. You know, watch the
that's not bad.
sunrise.
I told
Do your
Bridget,
movement. It's all great. I think it all goes together well.
well, first, I don't think Hunter would carry the extra weight at
That-
all.
Mm,
It's not a chance. I don't care if it was an extra 3 ounces. He'd be like, no, man, I'm good. But I told Bridget we can set up the poop hammock, and I'll just set it up and let Bridget use it this weekend just for peeing, and that takes care of the whole. No offense, ladies, but some ladies are like, I don't really want to be in the woods because I don't like having to do my business out there. So. And I mean, I'm kind of the same way with the pooping and all that. I'll wait if I can. I'm not scared to do it, but I told Bridget we could just set that up, and then she can use it, just for peeing while we're out there, and just have it away from camp, away from the water source.
you may not be elegant, Jeremiah, but you are a gentleman.
Yeah.
I will give that to
Yeah.
you. Greg Morton said he just did a bidet video.
Ooh.
So everybody go look that up. Greg Morton Outdoors. Go check that out. Go learn how to use a bidet. I'm hoping that it's PG.
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll see what kind of bidet video he comes up with.
I need some blur action in that video.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. We have a little thing we like to do that we call rapid fire. Basically, I want to find out the difference between an ultralight backpacker like yourself, Hunter, and Jeremiah. I just want to find out the difference between the two of you, because I have a feeling it's going to be quite drastic. I could be wrong. But I feel like it could be quite drastic. So let's get to some questions. Okay, the way this works is, Hunter, you're going to answer all the questions first.
Okay.
And I'm gonna type in your answers so that I have an answer for each one of yours, and we're gonna answer these all in ounces. Okay, we're not gonna use grams because I don't count grams. I count ounces because grams just way too much to remember. So it's gonna be based on ounces. So I'm gonna go through what you carry, Jeremiah. We're gonna come back to you at the end. You got to take your headphones off though, so you don't hear all of Hunter's answers. So you try to be overly competitive and lie. So go ahead and take your headphones off, Jeremiah, and Hunter. Let's go through your gear and let's see what we got. How much does your sleeping bag or quilt weigh?
So my top quilt weighs 18 ounces.
18 ounces. Okay. And what does your bottom quilt weigh? Your
12
other
ounces.
quilt. 12 ounces. Okay. What about your hammock?
8 ounces? It depends because I just changed out one piece, so we'll go with 8 ounces.
8 ounces. What about your tarp?
11 ounces.
11 ounces. What about your backpack?
14 ounces.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's impressive. Your base weight would then be what?
30 plus.
Well, what do you think your normal base weight is? On an
My
average
normal
trip?
base weight,
Yeah.
probably higher end of 5 to 6 pounds.
5 to 6 pounds. Oh, Jeremiah is so screwed. Okay, so that's perfect. So now that we know that, we're gonna go ahead and bring Jeremiah back in. Come on in, Jeremiah. This ought to be fun because I
I'm
don't think
alive.
he's gonna be anywhere close to this stuff.
Yo, I'm gonna win, bro.
All right, so I'm just gonna let you know, Jeremiah. I just want you to like get within 10 pounds.
Within 10 pounds, bro. I should be
That's-
10 pounds lighter than whatever he's taking.
I'm just saying. I hope you can make it. I hope you can make it. So, Jeremiah, what is the weight of your sleeping bag? Let's just say, what's the weight of your top quilt and your underquilt? Because you both hammock camp. Top quilt is what?
Well, I'm not using a top quilt. I've been using a sleeping bag because I haven't bought one yet.
Okay, so what does
And
your sleeping bag weigh?
I think it's 3 pounds, 14 ounces, maybe. Maybe it's 2 pounds, 14. I don't. It's
So
that Nemo
50
Disco.
ounces. 50 ounces.
I don't, somebody had to Google how much the Nemo weighs.
36 plus 14 is 50 ounces. So 50 ounces. Okay. What does your underquilt weigh?
It's a 0 degree 950 feel from UGQ. So whatever that weighs, I don't know. It's got to be at least a couple pounds.
So 2 pounds. So we'll go
Maybe.
32 ounces for that. Okay. What does your hammock weigh?
Oh, Miyagi, help me out, bro. The product. I've been using Hunter's monolight hammock the last couple trips. How much does that weigh?
Well, that's cheating because that's not yours.
I bet that weighs 9 ounces.
9 ounces.
9 ounces. My hammock weighs 9 ounces.
We'll go with it. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. It doesn't look like Hunter's fighting you on it. So, okay, what does your tarp weigh?
I have been using the Ridge Runner by Warbonnet, the 11-foot version. So however much that weighs.
Was that like
12
14, 12 ounces?
12 ounces.
12 ounces.
12 ounces.
That's why we have Hunter here. This is why Hunter's here. Okay, Jeremiah, what does your backpack weigh?
The last few trips, I've been using that Shadow Light. What is that, a couple pounds?
I think it's 31 ounces.
31 ounces. So
I think
there
it's
you
31
go.
ounces. Okay,
But if I
and
take the
Jeremiah,
Osprey,
what would you say your average base weight is?
I don't know about that backpack. If I take the Osprey, anything under like 23 pounds is a good day.
Okay, so
Without
the
food and
Osprey
water.
weighs 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Your other one weighs 2, so we're gonna take it down to 20 ounce. How about 20 pounds? Does that sound good?
20-pound base weight? No,
Yeah.
17.
17 pound.
Yeah, before
Okay.
food and water and consumables.
Okay. Let's go through this because this isn't even close, bro. I mean, not even close.
Hey, man, the
Okay,
last trip
so-
I took with Hunter, his food, I bet he had 7 pounds of food, though.
Yo, he said base weight. He didn't say total weight.
I
I
did say base
know.
weight. I did say base weight. And it's consumable, so after the first night, you lose. If he's got that much food, that means he's losing a lot of weight after the first night.
Yeah.
So, just saying. Okay,
Touche.
so sleeping bag and quilt. Jeremiah, you said yours weighed 50 ounces and 32 ounces. Hunter's top quilt is 18 ounces, and his underquilt is 12 ounces.
Yeah, he uses a 3/4 underquilt, bro. That doesn't even make sense.
You gotta sleep warm.
Apparently it's working for the man. So, okay, so the hammock, Jeremiah, you went with 9 ounces. Even at 9 ounces, you didn't beat Hunter at 8 ounces.
And it's his hammock.
That's the funny part about it. Okay, and then Jeremiah, for your tarp, you said your tarp weighs 12 ounces. Hunter's weighs 11. I just want to say my new tarp weighs 7. Just want to throw that out there because that's the only place I'm going to win on here at this. So
Wait
just
a
want to throw
minute.
that out there.
Wait, what's Hunter's tarp?
It's the 12-foot light AF, but I included with my hardware, so I added that on.
Oh, I didn't even
Nice.
include any hardware.
Oh, you're going to like my new hardware. That's not really hardware. It's software. Hunter.
Shackles, soft shackles.
Oh yeah, got soft shackles. It's real nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so the backpack itself, Jeremiah, you said you're rocking a 31 ounce backpack. Hunter is rocking a 14-ounce backpack. Now, am I right in saying that's also light AF?
Yes, there's two different versions. I use my main backpack is a 20 liter, and then when it gets cold, I use a 30 liter. Sorry.
Jeremiah, I don't think your food would fit in a 30 liter.
Dude, I couldn't close that shadow light up on the last trip, and it was an overnight.
All right, and the base weight, Jeremiah, you said a base weight of 17 pounds, which is actually considered for a lot of people lightweight. I mean, it's not called ultralight by any stretch, but it is called lightweight by a lot of people. But Hunter is 5 to 6 pounds.
What about the camera equipment?
So that's the thing to keep and consider, because when I was just doing my cell phone, I was right around that. So if you consider all the stuff I just got that I upgraded to, let's say up another 1.5 pounds, let's go 7.5 base weight. So.
For the camera and the whole rig,
yeah, the camera's really not that heavy. I got the lightest microphone I could get. It's like but it's like 4 or 5 ounces. So I'll have to reweigh it, but I'm still claiming it's still right around 7 to 8 pounds. I'll weigh everything because I have a trip coming up tomorrow, so I'll weigh everything for you.
That's pretty awesome. So Jeremiah's pack weighs as much as Hunter's base. It says Jeremiah's dinner weighs more than Hunter's base.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. I'm all about, not every trip's like that. Go next. Oh, actually, you know what? Can I show you something?
Yeah, show us something, man.
Hold on. It's right behind me. Hold on. I'll grab it.
Okay, grab it. Let's see, man.
While he's grabbing,
now that he's gone, you can talk all you want because he can't hear a word we're saying.
While we went to the Linville Gorge together, we weighed our packs. His pack weighed like 30-something pounds for a 3-day hike, and mine was 16 on the nose.
Wow. What is this he's rocking here? Is this the Gonex pack?
Look at that.
Is that the Gonex pack?
Oh no.
Hold on. I'm looking for a logo.
I can't see. I can't. What you got, Jeremiah?
Okay, so for the people listening right now, we're waiting for a logo. The logo is Gonex.
Oh.
Is that brand new, Jeremiah? Did you get a new one?
No, this is the infamous one.
Oh.
That's the signature one.
That's the one that got Jeremiah all the fame and notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 55 liter plus 10 liters, but I think I took off the 10 liters. Nope, it's still on there.
Nice, man. So how did it perform for you?
Well, I only used it whenever it was actually the Shields Brothers video.
That's when you and Jason went up there and hiked with them in the freezing rain.
It's actually going to make a cameo, or maybe a real legitimate appearance in next week's video, or this week's video. I can't remember which one.
Ooh.
On my channel.
I'm just glad you're making videos again.
Bro, I took a couple of months and didn't do a thing.
And yet you still grew.
Well, I'm refreshed.
Yeah.
It was refreshing.
I like as Jeff Peters just said, go next equals no next.
Yeah.
No next. So
Yeah,
Hunter, like what? Nobody just decides to go ultralight. Like something causes them to do it. What was it with you that suddenly you had to go ultralight?
Well, I'll be honest. There's a lovely place on the internet called Reddit Ultralight. And if you get sucked into that, it's a competition of a bunch of old guys and young guys like myself battling it out. And then over time you realize it's more of just a competition than it really needs to be. But it's fun because I'm in the boat that if the less you take, the farther you can go. And I like to go distance-wise, where a lot of people like to do scenery. Now, sometimes it doesn't really matter, but I trained at the Art Loeb Trail, and that's like a 30-something mile trail, depending on if you do the loop or the end-to-end. And I try to do that in a day or overnight just to train there, just to get used to hiking in the North Carolina mountains. So I try to take as minimal as possible. But even when I do that hike, I'll take all my stuff, so I'm used to having all the weight on myself. And I can't imagine trying to do that many miles with over 20 to 25 pounds. That just sounds ridiculous. Now, I'm a weight weenie, but if I had to, I could. I enjoy it as taking as little as possible, so one, you don't lose anything, and you just enjoy your time out there.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, I can't argue with that. I know when I started, I think I kind of fell into the trap of YouTube backpacking. I really did, because I would watch Darwin, and I would watch Dixie, and I would watch. I think the one I like the most was what's his name? He did the Sheltoe Trace and the Bet Mackay, then he did the AT.
Ultralight jerk.
Evan.
Evan's
I love
backpacking?
Evan's
Okay.
backpacking.
Oh man, yeah, he got me hooked on tarps. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Square tarp.
I started watching all those guys, and all I could think was, I'm not a real backpacker if I have heavy gear. And so I started buying stuff, and before too long, I didn't have a bank account left. Like, I didn't realize, like, this stuff is not cheap. And so for me, I kind of had to like draw the line and go, you know what, maybe lightweight's okay for right now. And so now I'm kind of like with the tarp, I just cut over a half pound off my base weight just by changing my tarp out. And so, I mean, there's some things I can do here or there. And also I think I took like 5 ounces off my hardware.
Nice.
By changing out my hardware.
Yeah.
Like for my not my Ridgeline, but for my suspension. I mean, it's crazy. Just the things you can do that are tweaks that can cause you to be able to do this stuff.
Look at what Tom said.
Less stuff, less stress. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's true. We go on vacation, and like if I only take a certain number of outfits, I don't have to worry about picking out clothes, and there's no stress involved.
Yeah, I'm cheap, dude. I go to Kohl's here in town, and I just buy single colored T-shirts. I got like 85 different colored shirts. That's it. Like I don't wear like logo T-shirts. I don't wear like button-up shirts. I just wear plain colored shirts all the time because it's just easy.
Yeah, that's true. I had this teacher, and he had the same. He had like 8 outfits that were exactly the same. Literally wore the same shirt and color pants every single day.
No way. No way.
You know who really?
No way.
So this is Hunter's opinion. So sometimes I like ask him about stuff. We'll go on trips, and he's like, "Well, the gear matters, but you know what else matters? Looking good while you're doing it."
Oh yeah, 100%.
Tell us about it, Hunter. What's your opinion on that?
I mean, to me, it goes back to like quality over quantity. So like, if I can get the rarest, like handmade, like one of a kind fabric choice, I think in my head it's gonna make me mentally feel like I'm doing something better because the gear in my head's better, and then it's just like a psychological effect. But also, I guess with Instagram and YouTube and everything, instead of wearing like Walmart hiking clothes, I like to have the techiest stuff as possible. And it can come at a price, but as long as you know how to like trade stuff and buy and sell, you get around all that. But like for instance, this hoodie, like no one's really making a hoodie like this, and I had to get a guy on Instagram to make it. Lobo Point Gears. This is a fantastic hoodie.
Oh yeah, they make great stuff.
Yeah, not many people have it. It's like Melanzana mixed with alpha. And it feels comfortable. Even it's like super hot in North Carolina. It's still probably like mid 60s.
Are you talking about Appalachian gear? Did you kind of like slightly bring up Appalachian gear just now? Like,
yeah, they're fantastic as well. I still wear theirs.
They'd be fantastic if I could buy something from there, dude. I can't ever get on there fast enough. We talked about this last week. I'm starting to get bitter towards this company because I can't ever get the sweatshirt. I want that hoodie so bad.
I can get you one.
I'm almost in tears over it. Like I have tried 4 times. Like I'll get the thing on Instagram that says we're back in stock. I'll go on out of stock.
There's a secret to it. What you have to do is you have to like leave one browser open with all your favorite gear. So if like you're into Palante packs and you know they're going to do release or fleece, or if you're into like Noon Attack gear or Lighting Equipment's new hoodie, there's a whole bunch of stuff you just leave open in tabs, and then if you get a notification or if you open up Instagram, the link's already there. You just add it to the cart and then figure it out later. At least that's what I do. So I don't like to miss releases either because I've been trying to get all their stuff. Oh,
I just think they know I'm coming, and they're like, nope, he's not getting one. That's what it is. I'm starting to get my feelings hurt, Hunter, is what it comes down to. I'm starting to get my feelings hurt.
Hunter, you mentioned being able to like buy and sell and trade and all that. So I don't think I have really bought, sold, traded like that, kind of like finagling around to make sure I'm getting exactly what I want. Can you give some advice on what you think best practices are on that, and like what kind of avenues you can go through to get those products?
Oh yeah, I mean, think of it as a community as a whole. Like we communicate right now through podcasts. Like I personally think that hiking for the most part lives on Instagram and YouTube and a couple other places like Patreon and stuff. But I just tried to jump through all the communities on Instagram, meet everybody, talk to everybody, just shoot them a DM, say, hey, how's it going? I'm Hunter. I want to get involved with you. Like, you're an awesome creator. And then you go on YouTube and Reddit has a marketplace that you can utilize with PayPal. And then Facebook Marketplace. Like, I personally don't have a Facebook, but I know that Facebook Marketplace is fantastic for tons of stuff.
This right here on the screen, backpacking gear flea market.
Oh yeah, I heard about that all the time.
So much gear off of this website, and if you're not on it, look it up. Join up. They just passed 100,000 members to the group, and I mean, if you need something, you can put that you're in search of it, and if anybody has it, you'll eventually get it, and you'll be able to buy it. But I thought, for me, anyways, when I first got going with things, as far as doing bigger trails, like bigger trips where I needed to lighten my gear and all that kind of stuff, I really got my hands on a lot of stuff right here. Oh, I just got called out by Jeff Peters.
For what?
You are not hiker hipster enough for App Gear Company, just like the rest of us. No, dude, I'm not buying it. See, I don't buy that because Dan Becker has one. So Dan is about as non-hipster as you are going to find on the face of the planet, and he has one, and he wears it all the time. And so, no, Jeff,
Dan's
you're wrong.
A dad. Dan's total dad mode.
Yeah,
total dad.
Yeah, he wears dad jeans. Like, seriously, like Dan Becker is not hipster. So if he can have it, dang it, give me one of these, man.
He did just come back though. I think he just posted his first video in a while.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did just a couple days ago or something. So
yeah, he took a good break too. See, he knows what's up.
Yeah, but he's not us.
No.
Yeah.
He's on another level. He's on another level.
Yeah. That's true.
That's just how it is. But okay, so back to what you were talking about, like getting on these like flea markets and all this stuff on Facebook, even on Reddit. There's gear trade groups and stuff like that. There's so many ways that you can get used gear, and honestly, a lot of gear, a lot of times if it's used, it was used like once and they just didn't like it. And so it's got no use to it really, other than it might have a touch of sweat on it, and that's about it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So
even at Patagonia, geez, what am I saying here? Even at REI, now they do the garage sale every day. My girlfriend and I went to the one in Asheville, and she got a brand new Patagonia jacket that was $250, and we got it for like $70. And its return tab said didn't like the fit. So you just have to shop around and figure out what's on sale, and just if you see it on sale, buy it, because even if you're not a fan of it, you could probably sell it later, trade to someone who's getting into backpacking at a discount so they can get into it. So I give a lot of my stuff away. Like, I actually do, but I also like to let my friends borrow my stuff. Like Jeremiah, you know,
sorry, man.
The more you try, the more you'll learn, the more you'll want to like have a creation of yourself, you know? Yeah, that too.
Yep. Right here, Jeff Peters says he got his Light Heart Gear Duo tent from Facebook flea market site. So yeah. They really do help a ton. I was just told, shave the beard and save 2 pounds.
So you love to wonder those. So Hunter, I didn't mean to. Some background. Myself, Hunter, and our mutual friend Jonathan, who actually he's got a super cool nonprofit. Shout out to him. It's called Blazing Hope, and is it Trailblazing Hope?
Yes.
Yeah, Trailblazing Hope, and he's up in Ohio. So if you're around that region, definitely check him out and see if you can help out with that. But anyway, we went on this trip, and Jonathan, we had went on a trip previously together, me, Hunter, Jonathan, a bunch of other people, and he got a little bit cold. So I let him borrow a sleeping bag to use as a liner, like my summer sleeping bag. And then Hunter, he like brings all of his gear in his trunk sometimes.
Yes, mini REI always. If you want to try something, I've got at least 10 pieces of Dyneema at all times. You can borrow.
I asked to try out a hammock that he had, but I don't remember why. But I was like, no, this isn't going to work. Oh, I think it was too narrow, wasn't it?
It was too narrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it ended up being like I told Jeremiah it was an 11-foot hammock to make him happy, but it's more like a 9-foot hammock that's like side cut, and it didn't work at all. I had to sleep in it, but
so he let
These
me try.
7-foot hikers, dude. Seriously, what is the
He
deal?
he let me try a different one, and it's made of monolight, and you can literally see through it, man.
hmm
Like you were laying in it, you can look out under your tarp through the hammock, not the bug net. You can see through a bug net too, of course, but super, super cool. And then I forgot to give it back to him. We all drove separate, all three of us. And I forgot to give it back to him. And then Jonathan forgot to give me back my sleeping bag. I actually went to use it the other day, and I was like, where is that? And then I was like, oh, yeah. Jonathan still got it, and I still have Hunter's his hammock. So don't be a terrible friend like me and borrow it and forget to give it back. But it does give you an excuse to meet back up. Am I right?
exactly. And I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish the Sheltoe Trace at some point because you hit the halfway mark, and I'm excited for you, man.
I'm excited for you
Yes.
too, but that was like the one trail I had that you didn't have yet. So
Ooh,
but I am getting a new one in the fall, so that one will be mine. So when I'm getting the Laurel Highlands Trail, so I'll at least
ooh,
I'll
yes.
have that one. That'll be mine.
It's a
So
competition.
oh, it's not a
It's a
competition.
competition.
Just Jeremiah's done all this stuff, and it's like I gotta have something that belongs to me. And he keeps going, "Hey, John did that, and I'll take that from him, and I'll take that from him, and I'll take
What?
that from him." No, I'm just kidding.
No, it would be fun, man. Hunter, he was on this trip, the one that I just told you about. We're switching out gear, and we hit the halfway point on the Sheltoe, and it's the second time that Hunter has backpacked with me on the Sheltoe. And the first time, Hunter, tell him about you repacking my backpack.
Oh man, Jeremiah can sell you anything with his YouTube. He is a fantastic broadcaster. But whenever we were packing up our packs the night before at his house, he just started shoving everything in, and I was like, "What are you doing, man?"
It's
He's like, "Oh, just
frameless.
packing up my backpack," and I was like, "Okay, well,
Wait,
let's look at this.
wait. Can you say that one phrase again? I'm just packing up my
I'm
backpack.
just packing up my backpack." Something in the Kentucky voice, yeah.
Yes.
But he had it in there, and I helped Jonathan also. It's about like building like it's like a Jenga pile. You want the heaviest thing in the bottom and a little bit above the middle, and you want it to kind of be like an anatomical shape to your back. So if not perfectly straight, then curved. So what we did was we took his sleeping pad and we put it in the back of it, and then sleeping pad, and then clothes, and then electronics, and then food and jackets on top, and that just seems to hold perfect. And everybody's got their own way of packing it through, but to me, the smaller you can get the pack, the more it's going to be held against your back. And a lot of people believe, well, you just like fill the whole thing up and it'll ride better. But it all depends on how big your torso size pack. Jeremiah has a long torso too, but I think you use like a 19 torso or 20, which I use a 22 link torso in some of my packs. So
I
it
was
just
gonna say,
depends.
I'm built like a hobbit, so like I have really short arms and legs, but I have like a super long torso. I use a 21 on
Yeah,
my torso,
it's a medium
and
large. Yeah.
yeah, so like for a guy who's 5'8", that's pretty long, you know.
hmm
So, but yeah, like I got a tarp from somebody, or not a tarp, a backpack from somebody, and it was a medium, and so like the belt loop comes over my belly button, like in the front.
That's funny.
Like, I think a fanny pack sits below it, like, it's really bad.
hmm
So, yeah, it's funny, like, you've really gotta know the way your body's shaped, to
Exactly.
understand how your backpack's gonna work best.
Yeah,
Couldn't say it any better. Yeah.
he's
Oh,
totally
sorry. Go
right.
ahead.
Oh, you're good. Hunter's totally right about the Jenga analogy, because dude, he was building that in there. So normally I'm using a frame backpack, and this one that I brought, it was a frameless. One of my buddies that lives in Michigan had made it, and Hunter, as soon as he saw it, he's like, "Bro, do you know what this is?" And I don't even remember what it's called. It's some white stretchy material, and he's like, "You can't get this." He knew. What is it, Hunter? Do you know now?
It's Dyneema Melange. It's a limited edition Dyneema that only 2 or 3 backpacking companies I've seen use it, and it's amazing. It looks weird, but it's lighter than Grid Stop and stronger than Grid Stop. and you have a backpack made out of it, and you didn't know. And I got super jealous for a minute because it looks like a. Do you have it near you? It's like a gray woven type of backpack. It's
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, I think it's right back here, and I think I misspoke. It's only the mesh outer part that's stretchy, not the not what the backpack's made of. That's only like the outside pockets, if I remember right.
Yeah, you have Dyneema mesh is what I believe it is on the is the mesh. That's also like one of the most expensive materials that you can purchase, like $26 for a half yard, which is outrageous.
Let me
So,
grab it.
Hunter, do you make your own gear, or do you just happen to know what everything is?
I know what everything is, and then I reach out to small MyOG guys or like Chris at Light AF or like uh, a couple other people on Instagram, and I say, I want to get this idea going. Can we use this material on this? And are you comfortable with making it? And a lot of people will go, well, yeah, that's fine. We'll try it out. Like Trailheads Hammocks, whenever they were making their hammock, the same time Miyagi was making his hammock, and we all kind of came to the idea at the same time. Monolite's going to be the newest thing, and it's just about networking again through the community, whether it's through Instagram or any other type of online platform. You just reach out to people that have the powers to make it with their sewing machine. You pay them some money on the side and say, hey, look, I'm trying to get my vision built, but I want to get into sewing, but my passion lately has been camera work. So I followed what you guys started doing.
Yeah. So I know when I went, we did Grayson Highlands together. You, me, Miyagi, my buddy Josh, and Trips. We all went out there and did that. Listening to you and Miyagi talk made me feel like I had no idea what backpacking was, or like I'm just thinking to myself, I thought I understood what gear was made out of. Within 5 minutes, I was over talking to my friend Josh about like, what do you got for dinner, man? Because like I didn't know what else to do. I couldn't keep up. Like you guys were,
Yeah.
I mean, and for those who don't know Miyagi, we talk about Miyagi a lot. Like he's probably one of the most often used names on this live stream. But the thing about Miyagi is he's got his own gear brand. By the way, for those who don't realize, we have the fake news going on right now, and Jeremiah Stringer, What's Going On Hawkers shirts are about to go on sale. So make sure you go pick one of those up. But you've got Miyagi's Trailcraft Designs, and he's doing some really cool stuff. And I keep telling him, I was like, when are you going to go public with this stuff? He just keeps pulling back and pulling back. I'm just waiting for Miyagi to cut it loose on the world and change the backpacking game as we know it.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I lived near him, I could convince him to do it because he's like, I think personally, as soon as he retires, the hiking industry is going to change because him and I communicate constantly about like the new Cloud 71 material. And I just sent him some teaser pictures of some other materials I saw today that I'll talk about later. But it's, he has a drive to create the same as I have the drive to create myself. He just has the sewing machine, and we just end up having the same ideas at the same time, and we end up doing a lot of miles so we can test it quick to know if it's going to be viable. But we are talking about some new stuff. I think we were going to try to make the world's first printed monolite hammock, and I think we're still going to try it if he ever wants to eventually follow up on that. But there's a lot of cool ideas him and I talk about, and I would love for him to go public with Trailcraft because that hammock that him and I kind of smashed heads together on is my favorite hammock of all time, and it's probably the coolest looking hammock I've ever seen.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful hammock. It definitely is. All Things Outdoors, Jeremy's on here saying nothing is more satisfying than using gear you made in the backcountry. ... when it works.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he's got a whole hammock set up he calls Bumblebee.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
The yellow hammock, and he actually made a new top quilt or underquilt for it, I believe, recently. So yeah, he makes some really cool looking stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what it feels like listening to Hunter and Miyagi talk about all the materials and all that? It's like, if you were sitting at a table and you're making a Facebook post and it's just like some dumb political rant, and then the guys sitting next to you were like programmers for the app, like invented it. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're just the user and they're on a different level.
Yeah. I could
Ah,
see that.
It's
oh, you
I
embarrassing,
could
guys
see
man.
are.
that.
It's
Yeah.
fun though. There's so many things out there you can try. I mean, and I get it. I get that there is an aspect of just finding something you like and using it. But whenever you become like, I think I'm borderline obsessed with hiking in all out like facets and avenues. So I look at the FKT guys, the through hikers, the media guys, the YouTubers, the Instagram guys, and I tried to take all the best qualities and just try to absorb it and then just release stuff periodically. I think I should just release stuff more, but um I love when new stuff comes out because it's just making sure you're seeing backpacking grow more. It's just going to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
definitely seen some major growth over
Mm,
the last 4 or 5 years.
mhm,
And it's probably, and a lot of it is due to YouTube and the popularity of backpacking on YouTube. Uh, I was just looking the other day. A lot of your outdoor companies 5, 6 years ago weren't advertising through YouTubers. Now their primary source of advertising is through YouTube and Instagram.
mhm,
Those are the 2 places where they're getting the word out about their gear,
mhm.
and, because they're realizing that people are watching this stuff online. And it's awesome, and it's sometimes it's a little worrisome too,
Hmm.
because for every good meaning backpacking person who wants to do leave no trace and who wants to treat the outdoors the right way, there's some doofus who's getting out there and just destroying the outdoors, leaving trash everywhere, making new campsites and making fire rings that are dangerous, that are causing fires. We just had a fire in the Red River Gorge recently,
Mm.
um, and it's just one of these things where as it's getting more popular, it means we also have to be really vigilant as backpackers to making sure that people are really getting out there and doing things the right way.
Yeah.
And
100%.
That's one of the most frustrating things. I don't harp a whole lot on leave no trace. A couple of reasons why. One, I don't want anybody to think that I'm virtue signaling. But two,
you
I
are
think
Jeremiah, 100% right now.
make myself feel good. Everybody look at me.
You're
So
mansplaining the entire live stream right now.
the other thing is I think it's very important to live a life where you're leading by example. So your actions speak louder than anything you could say. But the number one thing, bro, is it doesn't cost anything extra to put out the fire. Like whether you're like spreading the coals around and kicking dirt on it or throwing, a rock from your rock ring in there and helping tamper it out, or whether you're pouring your extra water, something. I mean, that is awful, man. Leaving the fire, that's like my biggest no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because we went on that trip to Grayson Highlands. Hunter and Miyagi and all them had to take off a little earlier than we did, but me and my buddy Josh took off. We got maybe a half a mile up the trail, and there were all these campsites up there. If you've ever been to Grayson Highlands, it's one of the most popular places in
Mm.
Virginia, and there's just tents everywhere, campsites everywhere, and we see smoke billowing across the trail, and not even 100 feet from the trail, there's this campsite, and they never put out their fire. And so it's just smoking something awful, and it was probably gonna light back up soon, and, we ended up putting that fire out for that person, whoever it was. But it's that kind of carelessness that you gotta be really careful of when you're out in the backcountry. Make sure you take care of your stuff, man, like, how you leave it how you found it.
Mhm.
That's the biggest thing. That's what we were always told growing up anyways, you go to someone's house, leave their room like you found it. Like, if you're a little kid, you mess up all their toys, put them away. I got a 3 and a 4-year-old, man. That is that is every night of my life right now. Like, clean your room, clean your room, clean your campsite, people.
Yeah.
That's
I
Yeah.
think
Daddy
it's
John
a
talking to
patience
you.
thing. Yeah, it's a patience and a perspective thing. So, like in our area, in North Carolina, Black Balsam and Max Patch get destroyed in Kentucky every time I go. Like, I love the state of Kentucky. The topography is beautiful, but man, those trails, like the section we just did, there was so much trash on this one stretch. It's kind of disheartening, but I think the more exposure that we do get, you do get the negativity from some hikers, but I think the community itself reaching out, trying to do as many group cleanups, and you got like Motivated by Mountains constantly taking out tons. You got Benny taking out tons. You got Darwin doing his thing. It seems like the push right now is for leave no trace, and some of it can be good, some of it can be over monetized, but the ultimate goal behind it seems positive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
Well-
I agree. Well, and you got Bryce Newbold, who just did a challenge on his channel for anybody watching to go out and take a bag with you every time that you're going to put trash in when you're out in the trail. So there are parts,
Yeah.
I know you guys hiked it up towards maybe you didn't hike this part, but between it's just south of Cumberland Falls, maybe just a couple miles south of some Cumberland Falls, all along the lake is just trash. And I mean like big trash.
Yep.
Like wagons and chairs and cans of paint, and I mean it's insane. The only reason I didn't pack that stuff out is because I literally couldn't pack it out when I was hiking through that, when I did the Sheltowee Trace. But I took video of it and I sent it to the Trace Association, posted it on YouTube, and it's just frustrating. It's frustrating people do that to beautiful areas.
We ran into a couple of guys with the Sheltowee Trace Association. One of them on the board at exactly where you're talking about, John. And we talked to him face to face about it, and just how I don't want to complain a whole lot about the whole leave no trace and all of that, but yeah, I try to do at least take one piece of trash every day that I'm out there that you find on trail. But I'm telling you, dude, the biggest thing for me is not to beat a dead horse, but the fires are like very dangerous. You know, you could kill somebody. I think it was Darwin actually that was up. It might have been in the gorge. He told a story about him and Snuggles, and the Forest Service literally come and woke them up in the middle of the night in their tent, if I remember correctly. And hopefully I'm not misspeaking here, but like there was a fire and it was encroaching on where they were camped at, and they had to pack up super fast from a dead sleep and
they got out of there, and the next day their campsite was gone.
Yeah, that's very scary. Now, I don't like the trash and all that stuff either, and it's an eyesore and it's terrible for the environment. But like think about what you'd feel like if you had a fire and you didn't put it out, and that like cost someone their life. You know, terrible.
Yeah. And the wildlife too. Like in the Linville Gorge 2 years ago, someone burnt down a whole section of it, and it's like, that's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. And there's so much wildlife out there. North Carolina's filled with the black bears and squirrels and foxes and tons of stuff. And it's not only humans, but animals and everything else that get affected.
Yep. And something that's even more pressing than that is something that Tom Simpernowski just posted. I know the ticker is just for laugh, but I hope the t-shirts are real. I'm going to tell you something, Tom, and I'm just going to say it. I've been harping on Jeremiah for probably the better part of a year, and that's not an exaggeration. I want a what's going on hikers t-shirt. I want one so bad, with Jeremiah's cheesy grin on the front of it and his finger going like this. That's what I want. And he won't do it. He won't do it. So tonight, this is what I'm asking of everybody who's on here. Pressure the crap out of Jeremiah to make these t-shirts. Send him messages on Facebook, Instagram, make comments on every one of his videos on YouTube, send him personal emails. We are not going to give up until we can all buy a What's Going On Hawkers t-shirt. That's all I'm saying. You want to preach about campfires? I'm going to preach about those t-shirts, Jeremiah. Make it happen.
You're definitely passionate.
I am.
Actually, so, full honesty.
Do it, Jeremiah. I want one also. Yes. Trademark that. I'm in. I mean, Jeremiah, what are you missing here, dude? Come on, bro.
Full honesty here. I'm perfectly fine with like doing that merchandise stuff, and the channel continues to grow. And I was like, once I reach 10,000 subscribers, then it makes sense. You have at least somewhat of an audience, that there's a demand for somebody that wants to rep something, even though look at that. Dan said, I'm emailing a design to Jeremiah this week. I think that, yeah, it's fun, and there may be a few people that would actually wear that and I could sell to. And it is true. That is another stream of revenue for a YouTube channel. But look, Love to Wander t-shirt now.
Here's the thing, Jeremiah. You promised me You promised me at 10,000 subs. You are almost at 17,000 subs now.
Yeah, I think I'm at 17 too now.
You passed 17.
Jeez.
Yeah, but
Jeremiah,
I'm just
now
worried
you're almost
about
a
the.
double liar. Like you went past, you're almost 20,000.
I'm worried about the like the quality of and the
Jeremiah,
longevity. Like
I don't care if it's made out of garbage. I just want the shirt.
Jeremiah,
but
we
I
know someone
care.
who can make it. Jonathan can make it for you in 10 minutes, and then it would be done.
I just worry about what the quality is. Like I want to
Jeremiah,
know that some.
just fun doesn't have to be about the money.
Yes. Yes.
I know
and
it's.
look at this right here. JK, you know I can make that shirt.
Ooh.
Jenny's Nugget. She's a faithful follower of the podcast. Just saying. I'm gonna make them and sell them if you don't. I'm gonna make money off of your face. That's what I'm gonna do.
I support that. Go for it.
I'm telling you, Hunter, you get in with me on it. We could go 50-50.
I will. I'll post
I'm
it on
just
my
saying.
Instagram. Yeah.
If Jeremiah's not gonna jump on this cash cow, maybe we need to. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not worried about making the money off of it. I just want, if I do something like that, I want to know that, like, it's not just going to peel off after a wash and et cetera, et cetera. Go next, we'll make it. That's hilarious.
Comment of the night. Oh,
But
man.
you know, you understand where I'm coming from, right? Like I don't know. Maybe it's an integrity thing. I don't know.
Oh, there you go again. There you go again. Virtue signaling on T-shirts now. T-shirt virtue signaling.
Oh, this is not virtue signaling. How much? Okay, if there's a demand, how much money could I have already made off this?
I don't know, but Hunter's looking at us like, what are these guys talking about right now?
I know. Sorry, Hunter.
I'm going to release my own hammock before you guys release your own T-shirts. That's what's going on.
I've released mine, but nobody buys them. So I'm not Jeremiah, though, so it's all good.
Maybe we should just push yours instead, and then we would solve the problem.
Call Miyagi up. Yeah.
I still can't wear a What's Going On Hikers T-shirt.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, excuses.
I know. I'm full.
Okay, stickers then.
Ooh,
Single color silkscreen won't peel. Make the shirt. Sounds like excuses, bro.
Okay, I'll look into it for real. I'll look into it for real. I'll dedicate some time and actually look and find a reputable company and
I'm all over
look
this,
into
dude.
it.
I'm buying the first one. I will wear it every time we're on the podcast.
I promise. It that will take some time though. I'll have to get like what's it called? Whenever they send you one to try out, and it's like a prototype, basically. You know, a demo version.
You're not making like scientific like stuff. You're making a T-shirt with a single
Just do
color logo.
Teespring. You got Teespring. Yeah. There's a bunch of other companies that do it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I want to make sure that it actually is a good quality thing.
We can make it 2021 best budget gear contractor bag shirt.
Now I can make that and stick a sticker on it. Okay, so I don't want to steal the show here. We have Hunter as our guest. Before we leave tonight, I don't think that Hunter has shared his origin story with me after all this time that I've known him. And we've known, I don't know, it's been, I guess now years that we've known
almost 2 years is crazy, right? Maybe even longer than that. Yeah.
I think so. I know I met you in the fall of 2019 on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
and I probably followed you way before that as well. So
not too much before it, because I wasn't really doing much before that. So
okay.
Yeah.
I want to know Hunter's origin story when it comes to backpacking, how it all began.
Yeah. So I guess right out of college, 2016, I was going through a rough patch in life, and then what I wanted to do was working in upstate New York. Wasn't really happy, and something that hit me one day. I was trying to get my life right, stop drinking. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in years, and I used to be a big partier in college, and I just kind of found like a pull to go hiking. This is right around the time, I guess, 2016, 17, Darwin's getting big, and you see like IBTAT just starting, and a whole bunch of like these prominent people get going. And I was like, okay, well, let's try hiking for a little bit, because I've always been into long distance track and like doing a mile, 2 mile event. And then I went on a couple backpacking trips in upstate New York in the Catskill Mountains, and it just went from there. I think in 2017 to 2018, I did all the Catskills, started doing a lot of the Adirondacks and a lot of Pennsylvania hikes because I moved down to Pennsylvania. And I spent a lot of time on the West Rim Trail. That's a very popular trail in Pennsylvania. And I got my feet built up on those hard rocks in Pennsylvania and in New York. And me and my girlfriend, we just decided that we were sick of living up north. We wanted to be somewhere warm that was beautiful because no matter what you do in life, you have to be happy where you live. So you might as well find a job where you want to live. And we moved down to Asheville, North Carolina. I've been here for about 3 years, and this is home. This is my training grounds. So whether it's the Mountains to Sea Trail or the Artlobe Trail or go into Virginia Highlands, I'm just in like the hot spot, the perfect place to get going. But all the origin stories, they start from upstate New York, and I grew up in Louisiana, so that's where I'm originally from. And there's not much hiking at all there; it's just flat. But um, it came out of nowhere. It's just like I had an epiphany one day that I just needed to get outside and take care of myself and take care of my body, and just become addicted. And it hasn't stopped. And now I want to move to Arizona. But we'll see what happens. I want to go desert hiking now.
Dude,
I've
if
got
you
my
move
fill
to
of the
Arizona,
mountains.
I'm coming out to visit. That's for sure.
That or Utah, man. Devon, oh,
Oh
it makes me want to
yeah,
go to Utah so
yeah,
bad. So beautiful.
yeah. That's a hope. I want to get out there with Devin at some point. That would
Hmm.
be
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Hmm.
Somebody actually has a question. Will you be at the Trailheads Memorial Day hang? Hope to see you there.
I
Southwest Ohio
think I
Adventures.
met Southwest Ohio Adventures at the Trailheads Hammock Hang 2019 or 2020. I don't remember the exact time in Bellbrook, Ohio, because I got there at like 11 at night. But I met a lot of people in Ohio on that trip. If he tells me when the dates are, I will try my best to be there. But I have so many trips planned this year, so we will see what happens. But best of luck to Trailheads. They're making some crazy stuff. I really support that company.
Yeah,
That's Kevin. He's a great guy, man.
Mhm.
he is great guy. Great guy. So Hunter, where'd you live in New York? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I lived in Elmira, New York, and
Yeah.
Ithaca, New York.
Okay,
Mhm.
I lived in Cortland as a kid.
Right there.
Yeah, dude, not far
Yep.
away at all.
Talk
Pretty
about
cool.
beautiful, gorgeous area right there. Tons of
Yeah.
waterfalls, tons of rock, rock topography.
The Finger
I
Lakes.
love it. Yes, the Finger Lake Trail did a lot of
Yeah.
that. That's a weird trail. Not many people do it. It's not well kept, but it's beautiful.
I've never had a chance to hike it. I was in Boy Scouts when I lived in
Hmm.
New York, and our Boy Scout camp was actually in the Finger Lakes.
Mm.
And so it was right on one of the lakes. I couldn't tell you which one at this point. That was like 827 years ago. But it was definitely such a beautiful place to live. Like people think of New York and they think of New York City, and they don't
Yeah.
realize the entire rest of the state is just beautiful.
Hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous. So
Yeah, wine country. It's beautiful. I don't think enough people give it the look. They're just like, oh, if I'm gonna go hike, I'm gonna go to Southern Appalachian or Virginia, or I'm gonna go up to New Hampshire. But New York's got some beautiful stuff, especially the
yeah.
Adirondacks. I feel like that does not get enough exposure. The Adirondacks is intense, as long
Adirondacks,
as it's a pretty
the
day.
Catskills. The
Hmm.
Catskills are beautiful.
Yeah.
The apple orchards, all the
Hmm.
apple orchards up there and
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
It's just
Hmm.
beautiful, man. Just a beautiful place. So, well, anyways, so let me ask you this. We're hitting the 1 minute and 10 or 1 hour and 10 minute mark
Hmm.
right now.
Jeremiah's
We're
getting
definitely
itchy.
past a
Yep.
minute. Yeah, Jeremiah's got to go to bed soon. He's a teacher.
I got
So,
to do my
uh,
duties, man, and educate these youth.
yeah, yeah. So why don't you let everybody know how they can find you, man, and
Yeah.
what's going on with you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so Instagram Hunter's Trip, YouTube Hunter's Trip. I think I'm gonna dabble with Patreon or something different. I personally think that hiking and this type of stuff that we do is outgrowing social media, where you need to expand to get bigger. I was talking to Benny about this the other day. I think the people who put a lot of cinematography in it and a lot of passion that try to catch a moment, like I'd like to catch your moment whenever you see a peak, or Jeremiah's moment when he's just in the middle of something. I feel like if you're putting the time and detail, you need to expand past. But currently, you're going to find me on Instagram more than YouTube. I'm going to be doing a lot more YouTube since I got my new camera set up. But yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Hunter's Trip, and then Miyagi. I'm doing a weekly podcast, YouTube style video series with him where I talk about new gear on the scene. And I think I'm going to start my own series now that I can see I can stream pretty well, where I'll be talking about what's coming out, I'll be covering trail days pretty soon. The 12th through the 17th, I'll be doing a ton of videoing there. If you want to come see me, come to trail days in Damascus, Virginia. And then I'll be tomorrow and the next day hiking in the Linville Gorge, doing a lot of filming with Deliberate Life Design Sandals. So I got a lot of stuff coming up.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I can't wait to see your trail day stuff. You were telling me about that a couple weeks ago, and
yeah.
I'm excited to see the stuff you come out with there. I love finding out about new gear, and
Mhm.
you're always the guy. Like, people don't know this about you, but you find out about the most obscure stuff before anybody else knows about it.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
almost always get an email from you. So I get these things from you. And like, I got all excited because I was getting my hands on something that's just now getting ready to come out. And I told you about it. And it was like, yeah, I knew about that a while back. I'm
Mhm.
just like, I can't keep up with Hunter. I can't
I
do
do
it.
have a couple things that haven't came out that I definitely am going to give to you. I have a couple stuff from Autumn Ultralight that's still in my closet that is unreleased that you're going to get,
Ooh.
and I gave Jeremiah some unreleased Autumn Ultralight stuff. So
Yeah.
if
I've been using that every
if you
trip.
guys want to know about new stuff, I got it.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you haven't subscribed to his channel, subscribe to it, because he really is getting ready to start releasing some of this knowledge. He's going to be
Mhm.
kind of the gear guy when it comes to
Mhm.
finding out about new stuff, mostly Cottage stuff.
Yeah,
That's
100%.
coming out. So definitely make sure you subscribe and check him out on Instagram. Brother's got one of the best Instagram backpacking channels there is. So definitely check Hunter out on that. Now, is that just Hunter's Trip?
Yeah, Hunter's Trip, no apostrophe, but if you're on YouTube, there is an apostrophe. I don't think Instagram does apostrophes for some reason, but I think there's a bunch of new stuff coming out, like you're saying. Thank you, right there. That's perfect. Uh, I was doing some talking with some friends, and an untapped market is to travel to ultralight cottage vendors and do a walk through their studio, get to know them personally. So it's not just the gear, but the passion behind it, and then go and meet creators to see what they're doing with their studio. I think that's going to be the next thing, because people like the gear, but they want to know the person behind the gear. And there's a lot of stories in this community that a lot of people don't know, and it's amazing. And just coming together and just being closer is what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the cool things about backpacking, I think, is just the closeness of the community. It's so accessible, so very accessible. So, Jeremiah, you have anything else for Hunter before we allow him to chill out in the green room for a little bit, grab something to drink, have some green M&Ms?
Well, I just want to say thanks for being my friend,
Mm.
and congratulations on the whole life shift change and swinging things a different direction since the college days. And man, I'm excited to continue to see you grow as a person and as a content creator. And I can't wait to meet up with you soon, man.
Oh yeah, I love you guys. You guys are my inspiration. Even though like I feel like I'm the lowest guy on the totem pole when it comes to like having an audience, I look up to what you guys do. I look up to a lot of people, and that's the drive. You guys make me want to keep producing and get higher quality stuff and just give the knowledge, because if you have the knowledge, you got to share it. You guys, like Jeremiah taught me how to do photography. You know, I've learned a lot of different tips and tricks about hammocks from just watching a couple of videos you both have done. So thank you for being my friend.
Well, dude, that's man.
Awesome, man.
Now I want to talk to you for another hour and just let you keep doing that the whole
I'm
time.
gonna be here. I'm gonna pack a backpack in a minute. We can film that. You know, Jeremiah, you can go do whatever. Get Golden Graham on the video. We'll keep going.
You gotta love Golden Graham. You gotta love Golden Graham. Exactly.
Yeah, Hunter's got to experience Golden Graham firsthand, man. He spent the night at the house.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
Golden Graham. That, for those who don't know who Golden Graham is, that's one of Jeremiah's dogs, and he's awesome.
He's a sweetheart, man.
He's awesome. Well, Hunter, thank you so much, man. Hang out in the green room for just a minute, and we'll be in there in just a second. So we'll be right there with you. Once again, great guest.
Another fantastic guest, and great crowd here that joined us on the live stream on the Backpacking Podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah, very first time doing it on the live stream on the podcast channel. Thank you for everybody who's here tonight. Next week we have a fantastic guest. Next week we have Dan Durston on the show, And for those of you who don't know who Dan Durston is, you may have heard of some of his gear that has been sold on Drop, but he also has his own website where he sells that. He is also a renowned long-distance hiker himself. He is one of Andrew Skirka's guides when they do trips, and he is going to be on here next week, and we're excited to have him on the show. Great guy. Got a chance to send some emails back and forth with him, and it's going to be a great time having him on. And one of the things that we're going to be doing at the end of this month, it'll be our last one for the summer. We're going to kind of wrap things up. We're going to take a break in June and July because it's so nice out. We want to actually go backpacking. So we won't be on here doing the Monday nights just in June and July, but we'll pick back up in August. And the last podcast, Jeremiah, the last podcast, I think we need to do something special for people.
What do you have in mind?
What do you think, man?
I don't know if we can find a way to give back to the lovely people that are giving us so much of their time.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to get some giveaway stuff for that week. Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. We we need to reach out to some companies and just say thank you and give back to the community that's given us so much.
Yeah, so we're planning on that last week. We're going to do some giveaways, kind of say thank you to you guys for tuning in all these times and being on the live stream with us. It's just been a fun year, man. Like, it's hard to believe we're almost a year into doing these things.
Yeah, the live streams, we are pounding it out. I am excited. I think that we're going to keep bringing episodes, even though they're not live streams, but it's been fun, man.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So with that said, next week we got Dan Durston, who works with Andrew Skirka. We've got Dan Durston, who's going to be on the show next week. We're excited about having him on there. But until then, thank you guys for tuning in. Jeremiah, we'll see you later.
Adios.